Hi there, my name is Blessing Alims Eripia, a native of Bekwa Local Government Area, Cross River State, Nigeria. I did a project for young girls and women living with disabilities start project Walking in Her Shoes. The project was basically to empower these young girls and women with skill acquisition. What motivated me to actually empower these young girls and women with skill acquisition is, in my community and in Nigeria as a whole, young girls and women with disability face triple-fold discrimination, first as women, second as women with disabilities, and third as women with no economic power. So I organized a skill acquisition program for them, which will empower them with some long life skills that they will use to make some income for themselves and as well give them economic power and strength. After being admitted into the Femaleandmore Social Impact Fellowship, we had classes that taught us how to go about project implementation and basically sustainability of the project. And this actually helped me in a long way because this is actually the first time I took up an initiative of my own to carry out projects for young girls and women. Specifically the fundraising aspect. At first, I never thought it was something I could do, but because of all the online classes we had, I was able to go forward, source for fund, did publicity, and I implemented the project. After the project, submitted reports, and then luckily I was among the 10 best who won a travel scholarship to Kigali, Rwanda for a learning visit. As usual, what comes with celebration and what comes with victory was happiness. I was very happy that I won the project, although I wasn't expecting it, because I saw so many projects out there that young girls and women did that was far much better than mine. But I think, to the glory of God, I won and I was very excited. Okay, when I won the trip to Kigali, I had not so much expectation. It was actually a learning visit, but getting there, we visited so many CSOs and NGOs in Kigali. We visited the Rwanda Women's Network, we visited Kevina, and we also visited Soviet Foundation. The Soviet Foundation was actually what got me so excited, and I think the Nigerian government can actually implement. What the Soviet does is, they combine the Rwanda curriculum into a content that looks just like the MiFi that we use. So with that content, any child seated at home can have access to education. The Soviet Foundation created a content box which is known as the summer box, and in this summer box it compresses the Rwanda education curriculum, and with this a child can possibly sit at home and still have his or her basic education. So I think if the Nigerian government are serious, or they can actually support individuals who are web and cyber developers to come up with content like this, it will go a long way in our country. On one of our tour visits to the Kigali Genocide Memorial Center, I was actually impressed and surprised on how fast the people of Rwanda have been able to heal so fast from the genocide, being that it's just 28 years of its occurrence. And this got me thinking that if our government can actually tell the story of the Biafra War, I think we will heal faster. Looking around how Kigali has been able to recover, despite the fact that their conflict lasted for just 100 days, and ours, it lasted for years, and yet we are still suffering from the consequences after decades. So with this, I think the Nigerian government can actually emulate what the Kigali government have been able to do to put conflict in check. It will go a long way. I encourage every one of us to tell our stories, especially our leaders. If we could actually have like a memorial center that tells of the civil war, and then think of how this could be solved and resolved, it will help a long way, instead of keeping grudges and year after year, day after day, people keep dying in a sense that we are hiding our pains. The first step of being healed of your problems or your sorrows is by telling your stories. So I'm urging our Nigerian government to come up and tell the story of our civil war. Even to the children in secondary school, they do not know. Meanwhile, in Rwanda, children are being taught about the genocide in school and how they can actually live as one. Okay, to every young lady who is out there, it is one thing to apply for something and it's another thing to stay through the course. I could remember thousands of us were admitted into the fellowship and then very few implemented and also very few submitted the project. So whatever you are doing, be focused. Pick up the Femaleandmore module, go through it. They're actually motivating, not just for the fact that you want to get the certificate, but do this because you are doing it for your own self-empowerment. And for the fellowship, I encourage every young lady who is out there, if you really start and you could not implement the project, I urge you all not to give up. Keep moving, keep striving. Thank you so much to Young Star Foundation for initiating the project Femaleandmore. It actually brought out the female in me because I know that I am Femaleandmore. And thank you also for the foundation for giving us all the support we needed for the success of the trip.